My name is Joyce Lomo, and I'm originally from South Sudan, and I've been in Memphis, Tennessee for the past 15 years, and I've been in Fellowship Memphis for about 9 years now. And so the first thing I remember about South Sudan is just standing outside and just hearing bombs being dropped, all over the place, and people are running and screaming and going crazy, and no one knows what was going on. And then we had to leave South Sudan, so we left South Sudan and we walked from South Sudan to Uganda, to Congo, from Congo to Uganda. We made it to Uganda, and we stayed in Uganda for about 2 years. And we stayed in like a little small room, and in that room we just had like one little bed there, and we stayed there for about 2-3 years. And then my mom heard of the refugee camp, and being able to if you go to the refugee camp, you have a chance to go to a first world country. And so my mom, along with my aunt who had 7 children, took us to a refugee camp. And the first refugee camp that we went to, I just remember like sometimes laying down at nighttime and just hearing gunshots just flying over your heads. And so we stayed in that refugee camp for about 6 years. In that refugee camp, it was a little bit better, but it was still hard because we were surrounded by Muslims. And so we have a lot of our people who got killed just because professing Christianity. And so we stayed there for about 6 years. And so my mom has 5 children, plus the 7 children of my aunt. And so she was the one providing for all of us, basically. She would get up early in the morning, walk an hour to work, and work all day as a carpenter, and walk an hour back to work. And so we were basically living off of that income, which wasn't much at all. And our name the U.S. Embassy selected our name, and that's how we were able to come to Memphis, Tennessee. Like just seeing your name on that board, it was like a dream come true. Well, I didn't know anything about Memphis. We just knew Memphis is where we were going. We didn't know where Memphis was or anything at all, but we just knew Memphis is where they're taking us. Fellowship Memphis is where I've learned basically what it looks like to be a believer, to follow Christ, with the whole heart, like to deny yourself to follow Him, and like truly understood what the gospel is, what discipleship is. Because back home we went to church, but we didn't even know what the gospel was because we weren't taught, those things. So last year, the Lord opened up an opportunity for me to be able to go back to Uganda. And I was so excited because I haven't been back in over 20 years. My mom and I were able to hold a conference, a discipleship training conference in South Sudan. And so we got Sue Campbell to come over and teach at the discipleship conference. So one powerful thing that happened with the trip last year was my grandmother, I haven't seen her in over 20 years, and she's been sick for a while. But I got to go back and I got to see her, and then when I saw her, we went to the conference, we came back, and like 3 days later, she died. But the powerful thing about that was one of her big dreams, that one of her biggest prayers over the years was that she's able to see one of my mom's children before she passed away. That would not have been possible if it was not through the Engage Memphis Fund. And one of the powerful things this year is I'm going to sponsor to bring at least 5 of the youth leaders to come join us in Uganda. And I'm going to bring 1 from each denomination for them to come and experience the unity and love that I experienced when we went last year to Uganda.